side by side with his rival. Of course, overtaking is going to be possible around here, but if he can get ahead early on, that might be his best chance at winning this race. But just that slight half move there wasn't good enough, because these drivers, I don't think, have the DRS at this point in the race. And while Daly will close in down the straight, looks to the inside, maybe just has to go to the outside. Good defense there from Kalistani, and now we'll try to use the banking to his advantage all the way around the outside there, Bindo, but the cars can see it just too wide to go side by side on the exit.
Ooh.
And the contact, Kalistani gets hit up the rear, and well, is that going to be a little contact for the pair of them? As Daly once again goes down the inside. This is fantastic racing. Again, Kalistani will not give in, but he's way too wide there, and I think after, well, nearly one lap here, it's Byron Daly disputing with
Yes, and it remains to be seen the amount of damage to both cars, because that was a pretty significant hit. Daly seems to be okay. I don't know about Kalistani. You know, the rear end of the car, of the open wheelers especially, is a very sensible area. As Noel defending on Newton, we were talking to him just a few minutes before the start of the race, and he was talking about his thoughts about this car and the comparison with the FW31, which are not very similar, he's saying, as we go once again second lap of the race.
Yes, and it's looking really close between Noel and Newton. Newton trying to get past Thomas Noel. A very consistent driver is Noel. I don't think he's going to get into an instant. Newton might, though. A big slide for him. I think he's been able to pull it off, though. That's a fantastic move from Scott Newton. Around the outside at the hairpin. And he's up into the top three. And now, if he can really get on it, he might be able to challenge the top two later on in the race.
Yes, as we say hello to our YouTube viewers, because for the second straight week I forgot to start the stream. Oh, as David Cadmore is in the barriers and now going backwards and hopefully finding the right way around the track after this mistake. Let's see what happened.
Just got on the traction, kind of gave up on him there. Little bit just too heavy on the bottom. And yeah, round he went. Unfortunately, not too much damage, I think, on that car. Still, Byron Daly leading the way. 7/10 of a second clear from Matej Kalistani. He's just maintaining that one at the moment. Seems to have control of this race. And, well, of course, with that slipstream, with the DRS, Kalistani might be able to bring himself into contention. But around this part of the circuit, it's ever so difficult to stay close. Because, well, maybe the aerodynamic grip not too important, but it certainly does. It's certainly very important to at least, extract those extra couple of tenths through this part.
I think so. Especially, I mean, if you got it real hard back there where Kalistani got it in the diffuser. So if we can get on board with Daly for a second, and seems like his front wing is okay. But Kalistani right now, fastest lap of the race, a 14.398. So he's on the chase. Byron Daly has got a 14.53, so lap times are very close. Scott Newton 14.9. So the top three are all running inside the 1 minute 14s, which is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, around the same time as the lap record for the F1 in 1994 around here. I will have to double check that, but I think that was the time that Michael Schumacher had in 1994 during the race, and that stands as the record.
In the also speared off the circuit onto the grass, but was putting a lot of pressure on Newton, and yeah, unfortunately lost out there. Of course, as you said, former F1 track list, was it 94 and 95? It was on the calendar.
I think 94 and 95, but I think the record is from 94 because the cars were a bit faster.
Yeah, I guess with the all the safety regs coming in for 95. Of course, it was notoriously difficult, I think, to as a circuit, but it's in the middle of the forest.
Yes.
And so to get anything there, of course, F1 is a big operation, and it really was a pain. I don't think, I haven't seen those two races, but I don't think they were particularly entertaining. I think they were kind of Schumacher runaways. So, it wasn't a necessarily the most successful circuit on the calendar, but it's good on iRacing now. Of course, we can still race the F1 cars. Hopefully, I guess they won't return because, of course, the F1 series is not a thing in 2019, but raced in the iRacing World Championship Grand Prix series as recently as 2017 now as well. It was
You
always
know,
actually a very
Sam.
good race with the high tyre density.
You know, Sam. It's a good point what you said about the track location because it's very very tough for this for every series to come and race here. First of all, because the location of the track is in a very wouldn't say remote area of Japan, but not a very populated area of Japan. So that's to begin with. Then you see the track is basically sitting in the middle of the mountains, and so, for example, if I'm not mistaken, when Super GT comes around here, they cannot, all the trucks with the lorries carrying the cars, etc. Actually, they have to park down the hill, and then they have to bring the cars and the equipment up to the racetrack. Because if you see from a satellite image, the track is so in the middle of the mountains that it's very very tough to get anything bigger than a car, I think, up the road and park it there. So that's why Formula One didn't come here anymore because of the fact that this is like just like Magny-Cours in France. It's a track that's very very remotely located, even though a very nice one, much better than Magny-Cours in my opinion. But still, Formula One prefers comfy locations instead of going in the middle of nowhere in Japan.
Yeah, because they aren't exactly. This was the Pacific Grand Prix, wasn't it? So, I guess they are spoiled in terms of good racetracks. They got Suzuka, of course, which, of course, surprisingly wasn't a mainstay on the calendar, but certainly you feel like it is now. And of course, Fuji as well. So maybe this, maybe the third biggest. Oh well, I guess Motegi as well, isn't it? So, they are certainly spoiled. So, wasn't necessarily they were desperate to get a race in Japan. As Scott Newton still running decently in third place. Still the top two though, 8 tenths between them. Castine really hasn't got to within about 6 tenths of a second, at least when I've been watching him. And on that last lap, he was quarter of a second slower. So I don't think he is Castine. I think he has got a little bit more pace if we've kind of learned anything from this season. But I think once again, it's that turbulent air just, costing him a bit too much.
I think so. And you know, you have to really be close in the straights, so that you can use that slipstream effect as the at the most, if you want to have a good chance at making the pass. Oh, there's someone very very wide there. I think it's Raul Alvarez. He is, and I think he's going to park his car and retire from the race.
Yeah, I think had already pitted on the opening lap, so it was quite a little bit out of our contention there. Hopefully we'll see him back out on second. And of course for race 2, which will be a 40-minute race. So the 20 minutes here. We are pretty much halfway into this one, and still the first lap, the defining moment. Seemed to say Kalastani had got it covered. It seemed like Daly might even be under pressure from the drivers behind Thomas Nolan. Scott Newton, yet around this part of the circuit, managed to take the lead, and since then he has not looked back. He looks very good for the race win currently. I must say, these cars, it does look like, one of those kind of massive model cars around, a very small circuit. It doesn't quite seem to fit around a couple of these cars. Around this part of the circuit, I think it does look quite natural, but the other parts, it's pretty much taking up half the circuit. But that's just one of the challenges of this place.
Absolutely. It's You know, this is a club circuit. It was created because some very rich guys wanted to have a nice track where to bring their supercars, no? Their nice Italian cars and German cars, etc. And by accident, I think it evolved into an international track for a bit. Of course, this is where every year Super GT does their opening round in the first week of April. So, and you know, it's a challenge for them because not only the difficulty in the logistics, like I was saying before, but also in early April, it's still very cold in Japan, especially in this part of Japan, and so it is not unheard of to have snow during the race weekend in the opening round of the Super GT. For example, we had rain in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. We had snow in 2015, yes, in the very beginning of the race weekend and during qualifying. And the track temperature for the race that year was at the start of the race 5 degrees. So you can imagine the difficulty, you know, of. But the drivers seem to like it, so they come here every year.
See, we need to have. I was saying this earlier on actually, as I was racing at Daytona, how there needs to be a wider range of temperatures. We need to have kind of 5 degrees or so, and that would really be quite interesting. And maybe across the track getting a little bit. Just to have a proper range, and we want you to map that accordingly, because you can kind of get some compensation on the tarmac. But that would be quite fantastic now that we've got dates.
How was it to drive? Because looking at spotting for my guys, I did, but only at night, so I couldn't enjoy the glory of the sun rising from behind the horizon. How was it?
I was asleep.
Oh,
I only logged on at about probably 10 in the morning. So yeah, and then did the last couple of hours of the race. So yeah, I couldn't appreciate it. Of course, I did see the sunset though, and that was pretty cool. Surprisingly long. It's quite a long process, of course, in Florida. Of course, quite I'd say close to the equator, but it's closer than, of course, Great Britain, probably about level with Italy. So yeah, it was quite a long sunset, but yeah, absolutely fantastic that we've got that, of course. And well, I think later on, is it a sunset race for race 2? I think it was at Zandvoort, wasn't it?
yes, but Zandvoort, I picked it, so who knows what's going to happen this time around. Of course, I really want to thank the organizers of the championship because they are very smart. When there was a problem with Donington, there was a little bit of a scramble to pick the track for this week. I said, why don't we do Okayama? And they unbelievably said yes. So if we are racing here, it's my fault. But I think it was a nice.
Either, personally, but
Oh, well, I can I be blunt with you? My first proposal was Jefferson reverse.
yes, I did see that actually. Oh, I haven't really found that place for ages. Really need to try that.
But the other day I was trying the shorter version of Tsukuba with the IndyCar in a personal test, and it's a very fun track. The Racing Production Car Challenge is going to be there in a couple of weeks, and the track is so small and so short. I have absolutely no idea how they are going to manage it with maybe 15, 16 very angry rookies driving around there in a multi-class environment. By the way.
Well, I was racing there in the BSR Radical. I don't know if you caught any of it.
No. I watch it, but I'm talking about the other track.
The short one.
The short one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, not the 1000.
Yeah, the 1000.
Okay. So I thought you meant the one where it cuts off like the hairpin.
No,
But
that.
the 1000. Yeah, that's a kart circuit. I used to
Yeah.
do karts. Genuinely, I raced around like less circuity circuits than that in karts. So that's gonna, yeah, that's mad, absolutely mad.
Yeah,
Seriously, I'm gonna do that race actually. Yeah, that's gonna be great. There's
yeah.
no place to overtake.
No, exactly. There's no place to overtake. The track is so much fun. I have to say, even though it's very, very flat compared to Tsukuba Main, because which is not many elevation changes, but there are some changes, especially in the braking zone. As Calestani is going
Oh
on the inside and loses
no,
the
they hit
car,
each other.
and they hit each other. Scott Newton is too far away. Do they have damage? I'd say that now they are 1-all. One time Calestani hit Daly, now he's wide, and Daly takes the position back. Was it a communication from the stewards maybe to give back, or is it big damage? Because Calestani is slowing down. He could have suspension damage. Look at the steering wheel, how he's holding the steering wheel towards the right side on the main straight now. You will see it very, very clearly. And that is big damage. And here comes Scott Newton to profit from this contact. And as soon as Scott has done the pass and he sets the fastest lap of the race, by the way, the driver for Apex Racing UK, we will go and catch a replay of that, because I think that Calestani hit with the front left at an awkward angle. It was an optimistic move, I think, Sam, and that's where his suspension damage originated.
Yeah, now Carstein's under massive pressure from Newton. I think this is only a matter of time until the move is made here, and Newton does go past now. And so it's a case of Calistani. Well, can he hold on to P3? Yes, he should do. So yeah, should be able to hang on to P3. But yeah, quite dramatic place. Yeah, pretty sure he's pretty much grabbing along the straights now.
Yeah, getting the replay, and I'm sorry because it said the front left, but I think it's actually the rear left. Maybe let's get a view from the chopper, and we can see. Yes, rear left with the front right of Daly. So looks like Daly is okay, judging by his lap times. But of course, I'm surprised, because a driver of Calistanic experience usually doesn't make that kind of mistake. It was an over-ambitious move, I think, Sam. I don't know if you agree with me.
Yeah, well, I like the thinking behind it. It was a fantastic dummy if he'd been able to pull it off. But yeah, just losing control under the braking. And surprised he actually lost the rear end there. Would have thought he'd kind of just go straight on, but yeah, just a little bit too aggressive on the brakes, locking up the tyres and yeah, swinging into his opponent. But quite incredible how he's got the damage there and not Byron Daly. Would have thought the rear tyre would win in a fight against the front tyre. But there you are. It's Daly still leading the way and Calistani back in third.
And now we'll see, I think, Byron Daly start maybe the final lap of the race. Yes, it's the final lap of the race for sure, as we have one lap to go, and you can see the comparison between the two guys. Their last 4 laps, the gap has been going up and down. Of course, the big gain for Newton when Daly had the contact with Calestani, then another good gain from Daly, and now in this lap, basically the same lap for both of them. So I would say Byron Daly is looking very, very good to get a deserved win. I'd say that when you don't show up to a race, there are no excuses. And so the drivers that are here are fully deserving, and they are, I have to say, fighting very, very hard with each other. I can't wait for race 2. And Daly will get, I think, a very, very well-deserved win in the end.
Yeah, I think this has been one of the best race ones that we've seen all season. Byron Daly is going to get his first race win of the season in this championship series. As Byron Daly enters the final corner, 3 seconds clear of Scott Newton. He's going to win out at Okayama. Well done to him. Round 6, race 1 winner. Byron Daly for Scuderia Carolina, and Scott Newton will finish in second place. Matej Calistani will hold on to third despite his damage. And, well, he will be a little bit frustrated with that, dropping the lead on the opening lap, but he will be starting near the front, at least in the second race of the evening.
Yeah, big props to Daly for doing the old school drive very close to the pits to celebrate the race victory. Something that I always do whenever I win, which is rare. So
I was about to
absolutely.
say, well, you've never done it then, have you?
Well,
But, oh,
Okayama.
sorry, sorry, I
No,
didn't
no,
mean it.
no, very, very harsh, very, very harsh, but very, very fair. I wanted to say because that is true. Because on the ovals you don't have the pits, because that's the only place where I
Yeah, that's a
usually
good excuse, actually, yeah.
win. Yeah. Even though Okayama is the track where I've won the most, but it's not very hard, in the rookies. Speaking of which, I'd say that we can get the race results for this first race of the day, and here we go.
Yes, and it's Byron Daly taking away his first race victory of the season. Scott Newton, a good performance from him in second. Matej Calistani once again third. Very good at getting thirds. It was a lot more of an action-packed third than he usually gets, but I'm sure he'll be the favourite for race 2. Thomas Knoll was in fourth. A little bit frustrated probably with the mistake he made. Otherwise, maybe he could have got on the podium. David Cudmore also made a mistake in fifth. Not quite sure how much damage he had to cover. Okay, till the end of the race, and Raul Alvarez unfortunately had a couple of crashes, I believe. 10 laps down on the race winner. Now, Marco, there's no point in doing the reverse wheel, but we like doing the reverse wheel. We're not going to turn down the opportunity, are we? So I think it's time for the wheel.
You read my mind, of course, minimum reverse being 10, but still, due to the fact that we love spinning the wheel and due to the fact of the integrity, because it's in the protocol, we are going to spin the wheel. It should be on your screen right now, and so let's roll it. And it's going to be a lucky 13, which means, of course, that the guy in position 6 will get the pole. It's going to be Raul Alvarez, starting in first place. And we get, I think, Sam, all the tasty battles in race 1, but in reverse order. So, and double the distance, of course. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with Daly, Newton, Calistani. Calistani wants to have that race win, I think, and he will go for it in the second race. We'll see. I think it's going to be a very, very interesting race too.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, 42 minutes in length, as you said, Marco. And yeah, we'll be back in about 20 minutes' time for race 2 of the evening here at Okayama.
he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press, sideways, what a save!
Look to the outside as Kroenke goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying, there's contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Paravolca. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Paravolca. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
My name is Stephen Corpenos. I'm a senior web developer here at iRacing, and I work on the beta UI. It's funny because iRacing has been around for 10 years, but we want to keep delivering the best possible user experience to our customers, and we've found that the old UI isn't exactly what we're trying to deliver in 2018. We want to use new features and provide the best possible experience when using the sim. One of the projects that I've been working on is some custom heat racing configuration for hosted races. We've been listening to our customers. Everyone's been asking for custom heat races. Maybe you want to tweak a few things with the preset iRacing configurations. Well, now you can using the beta UI. So once you're at the home page of the beta UI, you just go to create a race. Then from there you go to your set race options. And you'll notice here under event types, you can actually choose heat racing. First, I'm going to show you how to create a new format from scratch. You can choose the number of entrants. And as you can see, when I made that change, the change was actually reflected on the right side in the graph. Also, you can use the estimated duration at the bottom of the graph when you're changing the length to see what the total duration of your event will be. In addition, you can customize every aspect of the session information, practice, qualifying, heat races, consolations, and of course, the final feature race. Because the beta UI allows us to develop features that are robust and complex, this feature will be exclusively available on the beta UI. Once you've made all of the changes, you can hit save. Say you forgot what you selected. You can always preview it using the preview format button. We are very excited to release the brand new heat racing configuration feature that will be available in Season 3 of iRacing.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. Team racing allows multiple iRacing members to team up and race together, just like in real-world endurance series. Teammates can share driving duties, spot for one another, or be a crew chief. Team racing is free both to join a team and to create one. Each teammate races on his or her own computer from wherever they want to. Your teammates can be anywhere in the world, and changing drivers mid-race is as easy as a click of a button. iRacing features team endurance events ranging from just a couple of hours to 24 hours in length. So, if you fancy taking part in an iRacing endurance race in the future, you can learn more about team racing on the teams page on the member website.
Last year, I was sitting at a desk as a sales manager, and now I'm official McLaren F1 simulator test driver.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Unfortunately, sad news, we're not going to be covering race 2 of the Apex Racing League Renault 3.5 championship. Yeah, just too few drivers. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so unfortunately, race 2 isn't going to happen. But of course, later on in the week for Apex Racing TV, nothing this evening, but then tomorrow we've got the World GT second round of that. That will be on the iRacing Esports network, remember, rather than Apex Racing TV. But you can watch the replay back on Apex Racing TV. It will be re-uploaded. We've also got the Vic Tech Sports Car Championship as well at about 2 in the morning, I believe. And then on Tuesday, the Masters. Actually, Monday, we've also got the Masters. And Wednesday, INMS. Thursday, the Sim Racers World GT Championship and the BSRTC Radical Series. And then Saturday, the Year of V8s, the second round of that. And then, of course, on Sunday, we will be back with the Apex Racing League Renault 3.5 Championship. Hopefully, of course, no special events clashing with it next week. So we should have a bolstered field. And we certainly do look forward to it on Apex Racing TV. So I think from me and from Marco as well, we'll say goodbye and we will see you next time.